There are 5 travel mistakes that send more seniors into financial trouble, physical danger, and complete panic than anything else, and most don't realize they've made them until it's too late. If you care about protecting your health, safety, and independence after 60, hit like and subscribe right now, because on this channel, we expose the everyday mistakes and overlooked habits that quietly harm senior well-being, from travel dangers to home safety risks to health choices that matter most at this stage of life. Mistake 1. Not buying travel insurance, especially medical coverage. Most seniors assume their regular health insurance covers them everywhere, or they think nothing will happen, so insurance is a waste of money. This is a dangerous gamble that can cost you everything. Medicare does not cover you outside the United States, not even in Canada or Mexico. If you have a heart attack, stroke, fall, or any medical emergency abroad, you could face devastating hospital bills that drain your entire savings, all out of your own pocket. Even domestically, if you need emergency care outside your insurance network, costs can be catastrophic. Beyond medical emergencies, what if you get sick right before your trip and can't go? Or you need to come home early for a family emergency? Without trip cancellation coverage, you lose every penny you paid for flights, hotels, and tours. One unexpected event can wipe out your savings. Never travel without comprehensive travel insurance that includes emergency medical coverage, medical evacuation, and trip cancellation protection. This is not optional, it's essential, especially for international trips. Look for policies that cover pre-existing conditions, and most will if you buy within 14 to 21 days of your first trip deposit. Make sure the medical coverage is substantial, enough to cover major medical emergencies and hospital stays. Medical evacuation coverage is crucial because airlifting you home can cost a fortune. Read the policy carefully to understand what's covered and what's not. Keep your insurance card, policy number, and emergency contact number in your wallet and saved on your phone. Yes, it costs money upfront, but one emergency without it could bankrupt you. The peace of mind alone is worth every penny. Have you ever traveled without insurance and regretted it? Or had insurance save you? And the next mistake? It's exhausting seniors before their trips even begin. Mistake 2. Overpacking and bringing too much luggage they can't manage. Seniors consistently pack way too much, multiple large suitcases, heavy bags they can barely lift, and just-in-case items they'll never use. Then reality hits when you're struggling to lift your bag onto scales at check-in. You can't get it into overhead bins, you're exhausted dragging it through airports and hotel lobbies, and you risk serious injury to your back, shoulders, and knees. Heavy luggage is one of the leading causes of falls and injuries for senior travelers. You're also more vulnerable to theft when you're distracted managing multiple bags. Plus, many airlines charge hefty fees for overweight or extra bags. You're literally paying extra to make your trip harder. That overstuffed suitcase becomes your worst enemy instead of a helpful travel companion. Pack only what you absolutely need and can comfortably manage by yourself. If you can't easily lift your packed bag onto a luggage scale alone, it's too heavy. Invest in a lightweight, four-wheeled spinner suitcase that rolls effortlessly in any direction. The difference in ease is dramatic compared to two-wheeled bags you have to tilt and drag. Use packing cubes to organize efficiently and pack versatile clothing you can mix and match, aiming for outfits that work multiple ways instead of single-use items. Wear your bulkiest shoes and heaviest jacket on the plane to save luggage weight. Plan to do laundry during longer trips rather than packing 3 weeks of clothes for a 2-week vacation. The golden rule: lay out everything you think you need, then remove half of it. You'll thank yourself every time you effortlessly move that lighter bag through an airport or hotel. Remember, you can buy forgotten toiletries or other items at your destination, but you can't undo a back injury from lifting heavy luggage. How many suitcases do you usually bring on a 1-week trip? Tell us in the comments. The third mistake creates absolute panic when something goes wrong far from home. Mistake 3. Not leaving copies of important documents with family or in multiple places. Seniors travel with their passport, insurance cards, credit cards, and medication lists all in one place, usually their wallet or purse. Then disaster strikes. Your bag gets stolen, your wallet disappears, or you lose your purse at a restaurant or tourist site. Suddenly you have no identification, no proof of insurance, no access to money, no way to prove who you are, and no memory of your credit card numbers to cancel them. You can't even remember all your medications or dosages to get emergency refills from a local pharmacy. If you're abroad without your passport, you can't fly home until you get emergency documents from the US Embassy, a process that can take days or weeks depending on where you are. You're stranded, panicked, and helpless in a foreign place with no resources. This happens to hundreds of seniors every single day, and most are completely unprepared for how devastating and frightening it is. Before every trip, make copies of all critical documents: your passport photo page, driver's license, insurance cards, both health and travel, credit cards front and back, prescriptions, and a complete list of medications with dosages and your doctor's contact information. Leave one complete set with a trusted family member or friend at home who can access and send you information immediately if needed. Pack one set in your carry-on bag separate from your wallet, perhaps in a different compartment or pocket. Take clear photos of all these documents and email them to yourself or store them in a secure cloud service like Google Drive that you can access from anywhere in the world. Keep your actual passport and extra credit cards in a hotel safe when you don't need them. Don't carry your passport everywhere unless it's specifically required for an activity. Write down your bank's international phone numbers separately since they are different from domestic customer service. This preparation takes just 30 minutes but could save you from absolute nightmare scenarios. If something is lost or stolen, you'll have everything you need to quickly replace it and get help instead of being completely helpless. Comment "copies made" if you're doing this before your next trip. Up next, a planning mistake that leaves seniors exhausted, injured, and unable to enjoy what they came for. Mistake 4. Booking trips that are too physically demanding for their current abilities. Many seniors book trips based on what they used to be able to do 10 years ago, or what they think they should still be able to do, rather than honestly assessing their current physical abilities. You sign up for tours with miles of walking each day, destinations with steep hills and multiple flights of stairs, activities requiring stamina you no longer have, or itineraries packed with back-to-back physical demands with no recovery time. Pride, stubbornness, or not wanting to admit limitations leads to painful reality checks once you're actually on the trip. You struggle to keep up with the group, hold up your travel companions and feel guilty, miss activities you can't physically do after paying for them, suffer injuries from pushing too hard, or spend half your expensive trip exhausted and miserable in your hotel room recovering instead of exploring. What should be enjoyable becomes a painful reminder of limitations, and you return home more tired, sore, and hurt than when you left. Be brutally honest about your current physical abilities, not what you could do 5 or 10 years ago. Before booking anything, research the actual physical requirements in detail. Ask tour companies specific questions. How many miles of walking per day on average? How many stairs will we encounter? What's the pace of the group? Are there rest stops built into the itinerary? Can activities be modified or skipped without penalty? Read reviews specifically from people your age with similar fitness levels rather than general reviews. If a tour description says moderate fitness required and you get winded climbing one flight of stairs, it's not for you, and that's perfectly okay. Choose senior-friendly tours explicitly designed for your pace, looking for keywords like leisurely, relaxed pace, senior-friendly, or limited walking. Consider destinations with good public transportation, elevators, and accessibility features rather than places requiring constant physical exertion. It's far better to fully enjoy a less demanding trip than suffer through an ambitious one you can't handle. There's no shame in choosing what works for your body right now. There's only regret, pain, and wasted money when you don't. Have you ever pushed yourself too hard on a trip and paid for it later? And this final mistake? It costs seniors their safety, comfort, and sometimes even their lives. Mistake 5. Choosing the cheapest options without considering safety or quality. Budget-conscious seniors often book the absolute cheapest flights, hotels, tours, and transportation without researching what they are actually getting for that low price. That rock-bottom hotel rate turns out to be for a property in a dangerous neighborhood with no security, broken locks, unsanitary conditions, and bedbug infestations. That incredibly cheap tour company uses unsafe vehicles with no seatbelts, unlicensed guides with no training, and has no insurance if something goes wrong and you're injured. Those bargain flights have brutal connection times that are nearly impossible to make, arrive at 2 a.m. when no safe transportation is available, or use airports far from your destination requiring expensive additional transport through unfamiliar areas. That too good to be true car service is unlicensed with no background checks on drivers and no accountability. Seniors trying to save money often unknowingly put themselves in genuinely dangerous situations: unsafe accommodations, sketchy transportation, scam operators, or services with zero quality standards. When something goes wrong, there's no recourse, no consumer protection, and no one to help you. What you saved in dollars, you've lost 10 times over in safety, comfort, and peace of mind. Stop making price your only deciding factor when booking travel. Your safety and well-being are worth more than saving a small amount on a hotel or flight. Research thoroughly before booking anything based solely on price being the lowest available. Read recent reviews from multiple sources, check safety ratings from reputable sites, verify companies are properly licensed and insured, and investigate neighborhood safety using crime maps and local resources. For hotels, use reputable booking sites and read honest reviews specifically about cleanliness, safety, and location security, not just amenities. For tours and transport, book with established companies that have insurance, proper licensing, and good safety track records over many years. Sometimes paying a bit more gets you substantially better quality, safety, and reliability. Look for value and quality, not just the absolute lowest price you can find. Consider what you're genuinely risking to save a relatively small amount of money. If a deal seems too good to be true compared to all other options, it probably is, and you'll pay for it in stress, danger, or misery during your trip. Your safety and security aren't negotiable. Spend wisely and look for good value, but never sacrifice your security and well-being for savings. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from choosing a cheap travel option? Share below. When you avoid these 5 critical mistakes, protecting yourself with proper insurance, packing smart and light, securing your important documents, honestly assessing your abilities, and prioritizing safety over savings, you transform travel from risky and stressful into safe and genuinely enjoyable. These aren't small details you can overlook, they're the foundations of successful senior travel that protects your health, your money, and your peace of mind every time you leave home. If this video opened your eyes to even one dangerous mistake you've been making or planning to make, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear this before their next trip. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Our next video reveals everyday health habits after 60 that doctors wish you'd stop immediately. Travel safely, travel smart, and we'll see you in the next one.